The topic of book club came up for me recently, and I'm definitely guilty of this. When life gets difficult and stressful, I go to books. Because once I read this magic book, then the relationship will be better, then the friendship will be better, then the work, the attitude or the environment in work, or I will just master myself better. Once I read this, then I will get whatever the promise is. And it's that disconnect that you're not really living in the moment. It is like, then it'll be okay. And this is what a coping mechanism is like, once I do this, then I will get whatever it is. And that's not to berate coping mechanisms. They can make you obsessed, they can make you masterful at certain things. Like if we look at Elon Musk or any of these people, it's like, that's a cope. It's a functional one, it works, but like to deal with the kind of itchiness, I gotta do something or whatever else, it's not like they're meditating up on a hill just being like, I'm peaceful and this is the way the world is and it's the way it should be and it's just the game playing itself out. It's not that. And I'm not saying to aim for that. So book cope is something that I'm definitely guilty of. I just want to offer it then that it's not always a negative. In the fact that there is a negative where you're just getting lost in the weeds and it's just the same old, or it's slightly different definitions, and like unless you're a professional, like you're a researcher or something like that, muddying through the definitions might not be your best. They call it paying attention because you are paying attention. Your attention is sacred, so maybe it's just not the best use of your time. But there are other things, like the things I try to put up in this channel, which I would call psychotechnologies. That's John Vervaeke's term, and it is things that we inherit that make us more intelligent. Language being your most fundamental. We could not have so many things if we did not have language. And we didn't invent that. We inherited that. We learned that from our parents. And the same can be said for disciplines or for ways of like a morning routine perhaps. Just small little inheritances like that. But there are other ones. There are philosophies. Like the one we did 3 weeks ago, which is how to have an insightful dialogue. That pause, that allowance for the emergence, that listening intently, like being honest. Once you start seeing that in all the interactions. You start seeing that in work, in friends, in relationships, where it's like, okay, am I giving the break? And then how does that make me participate in the world? Are they allowing the break? Okay, well then it reveals the world to you. And I believe that for many different psychotechnologies, your 4 ways of knowing, your participatory, your procedural, your perspectival, and your propositional, that has helped me through so many things where I recognize that I'm getting the propositional knowledge, that head knowledge, but I'm not participating, I'm not using it as I'm participating in the world, or I haven't put the procedure in place to make it my morning routine or make it how I converse with people or whatever else. That, again, reveals the world. So I would just differentiate those two. And that has massively helped me kind of pull back from just endlessly mining, but has also given me a bit of clear sight on what exactly I'm mining for. These little turns, these little divots, it's an insight. It's a little shortcut that helps you just kind of get under yourself, get out of the frame that you're stuck in, or that I'm stuck in. It has definitely helped me do this, where I've just been like, I don't know what to do, and symbols especially are really powerful here. And again, you need to learn about the symbols, so there is a bit of book cope needed for that. In that, like, I full on believe that life is a crucifixion, that you try to pick one side or the other. Hey, should I allow book cope or should I not? Should I just avoid books altogether and just live in the moment? It's like, truth is, we're right in the middle. Should I be disciplined or should I have freedom? It's, again, the world pulls you apart and helps you unfold in that way. That is almost by design. Which, if that isn't a positive note, I don't know what is, but allows a certain sense of peace that these unlearnings and unfoldings are natural, are appreciated, are where I'm meant to be, or where you're perhaps meant to be. If I'm wrong, well, damn it. But I truly believe that unlearning and trying to get behind the ego and trying to get behind the triggers, the nervous system that has evolved up until now, all of these things, trying to understand and get behind them, and then trying to create them, and then coming back into the world, obviously, because we are embodied, we are in this body, we are not just brains in a vat, and all the rest. Like, all this symbolism that I'm using is all inherited. Like, as a kid, I did not think of a brain in a vat. Without the Matrix, perhaps I wouldn't have, or maybe it's Futurama, who knows. But these, maybe you can call them memes as well. But even then, there's a difference between a meme and a psychotechnology, where psychotechnology is like a structured way of understanding the world, and a meme is something that represents an idea in the world. So maybe brain in a vat is more of a meme. But so anyway, this is the video. This is all I wanted to say, because I recognize that people that would listen to this would likely be like myself, where maybe a lot of time is spent listening to videos, maybe a lot of time is spent reading books about stuff that helps you evolve and discover yourself, but maybe it's just a lot of time. So all I would suggest at the end of this is to allow a bit of ebb and flow. I'm planning on doing like dopamine detox at some point by the end of the summer. And I think that probably getting rid of videos and maybe even getting rid of books might be part of that detox, because it is my coping for a lot of things. So again, just ebb and flow, and not to fall into the I have to have this, I am required. Because the minute you need that, you're setting yourself up for failure, for frustration, for irritation, to make sure that this is held on to, because maybe it just doesn't fit into the day. So I'm going to leave that there. I hope you have a good week. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the little bell notification, because I'm back to being infrequent on the videos again. I apologize, but I will see you next week. Have a good one. Bye, guys.